Welcome back, Truth Seeker. April 2nd, 2019. I was listening to the radio show The Breakfast Club this morning, and they were talking about the murder of Nipsey Hussle, and they were repeating the narrative that there's no conspiracy, it's just somebody who knew him, who was jealous, who killed him, and all the conspiracy stuff needs to be cut out. But the other thing they talked about is how, it's terrible what black people do to their community, killing each other over jealousy and petty things, and how it's a terrible culture. And as they were talking about this, I said, isn't today or yesterday the day in history that Marvin Gaye was supposedly murdered by his father? If you don't know, Marvin Gaye was reportedly shot to death by his father the day before his birthday, on his last day of being 44 years old, an infamous number 44. In gematria, kill equals 44. So does shooting. Think about MLK and Malcolm X. MLK killed on April 4th, 4-4. Malcolm X killed on a date with 44 numerology. His assassin, Thomas Hagen, got 44 years in prison. But Marvin Gaye, the Prince of Motown, killed on his last day of being 44, supposedly by his father. And notice, Marvin Gaye died April 1st. He would have turned 45 the next day, April 2nd. And what's interesting is last night, the LAPD put out the name of the suspect. They came out and said the suspect's name is Eric Holder, which reminds of the Attorney General for the 44th President, Barack Obama, who was elected 44 years after the Civil Rights Act, who ran on hope, where hope equals 44. African American also equals 44. Think about all those black running backs at Syracuse to wear the number 44. Anyhow, the LAPD put out the name of the suspect late April 1st, 2019, a date with 44 numerology. And again, shootings 44, kills 44. Here we are on the anniversary of Marvin Gaye's murder, a beloved musician. And just to make a point real quick, Marvin Gaye sang important music that had an important message. Nipsey Hussle sang songs about, or rap songs about, how he would empty out the whole clip on the block and kill everybody standing there. So I don't really want to say that Nipsey Hussle and Marvin Gaye are the same type of person. Marvin Gaye sung meaningful music that you can still listen to today, that inspires. Nipsey Hussle, rapped about being a gangbanger. Part of the problem. And yeah, I understand that supposedly he was helping build up his community and all that. That's great, But still, in terms of the music, I get sick of listening to these rappers, say, oh, well, it's just entertainment. Bullshit. You are inspiring people to become part of the prison industrial complex, which is exactly what they want for black males. Crack and gangster rap music are two conspiracies meant to destroy black communities, as they do. It's not just entertainment. It's serving an agenda. And notice, all of these people that are in the industry, and including the Breakfast Club, coming out and saying, it's not a conspiracy, which it is. They're also contributing to this. They're just saying, this is just, petty black culture. Beefs and gangbanging and jealousy. I mean, all that stuff is there in all communities. But by saying that there's no conspiracy and this is just what it is, they're feeding into the narrative that the people who are behind this want to be out there. And of course, the reason they're doing that is because they take paychecks from these same people. Money makes people's lips move a certain way. But anyhow, I don't think that this stuff coming on the anniversary of the murder of Marvin Gaye is any accident. Especially when I was listening to the Breakfast Club this morning and how they're talking about how history just repeats itself. So, let's go over a few other things that stand out. Today, April 2nd, is the day that this manhunt's underway. Supposedly there's a manhunt for Eric Holder. And it's the LAPD who are behind this manhunt. And when I think of the LAPD and pushing racial narratives, I think of the beating of Rodney King. And remember, he was beat on March 3rd. 3-3, like 33. Like how Nipsey Hussle was just murdered at 33. And what does police equal in Gematria? 33. So does LAPD. So does masonry. So does secrecy. So does order. So does federal. I think it's so strange that the name of this shooter is Eric Holder. I mean, maybe it is a coincidence. Or maybe it's just more mocking. But anyway, Rodney King supposedly drowned at age 47. And if you watched my video on Nipsey Hussle, you learned a lot about 47. Big number with the Masons. Their compass is set at 47 degrees. But Rodney King, who supposedly drowned, was born April 2nd, 4-2. And this is the number stamped all over Black History. February, Black History Month equals 42. By the way, Black History equals 181. That's the 42nd prime number. The N-word equals 42. The slang term brothers equals 42. The whole Jussie Smollett story was all about 42. In fact, all of the black divisive stories, I should say black and white divisive stories from Black History Month that were in the media, especially focused in Virginia, they were all centered around the number 42. If you have not seen my playlist on the Black History Month 42 stories, go check them out. They were fast and furious. But anyway, 42, this number stamped all over Black History. February, the N-word, brothers. Orenthal, that's O.J. Simpson's first name. In the O.J. Simpson trial, it was stated that Mark Fuhrman said the N-word 42 times in a conversation. That was part of the testimony. Where do you think they got that from, that he said the N-word 42 times? In the movie Jackie Robinson, who wore the number 42, who was called up in the year 47. In the movie Jackie, it got criticism because they said they used the N-word too much. By the way, Jackie Robinson wasn't the first black baseball player in white Major League Baseball. If you look it up, it was Moses Walker, and he played in exactly 42 games. Moses Walker equals 42. Slavery's 42. Tuskegee's 42. Huxtable's 42. You know, that's the name of the family from Cosby Show. Cosby Show's 42. They were stamping 42 all over Cosby through his ritual shaming in the media. Malcolm X, 42, not his birth name. Martin, 42, not his birth name. In the sitcom Martin, he lives in apartment number 42. Think about Black History on the Bus, 42. And there's even more. There's just so much more to this 42 list. You know, biggest sports star in the world right now that's black. Who's that? Is it LeBron James? LeBron James, 42. Remember when he lost by 42 points after coming back from his injury? That was exactly 42 days after the fake injury. The day after the headlines about how he posted the rap lyrics about getting that Jewish money. Don't forget this code of letters and numbers comes from Jewish mysticism, Kabbalah. Don't forget who runs the NBA and recording industry. You know. So, Monday night, the suspect named. Tuesday, the manhunt. Again, they come out with this on the date with 44 numerology. Then they have the manhunt all on 4-2. The anniversary of the passing of Marvin Gaye, who was shot to death, again, supposedly by his father. I want to make this point about Marvin Gaye being the Prince of Motown. Motown came out in 59. And where's Detroit? It's on the 42nd parallel, right? The 42nd parallel. Notice. Motown came out in 59, Negro equals 59, Slave 59, Blues 59, Rasta 59, the name Rodney King's 59. It's another number stamped all over Black History. You know, Michael Jordan, one of many 59s in the world of celebrity. You know, Rodney King, 59, 42, these numbers always coming together. It's just like, you remember the story about the Attorney General in Virginia who dressed up in blackface as Curtis Blow? That story came 181 days after Curtis Blow's birthday, the 42nd prime. Curtis Blow equals 42. Curtis Blow was 59 years old at the time. And before that, there was on February 1st, the first day of Black History Month, you had the Virginia governor dressed up in blackface. February 1st, 2019, 2 + 1 + 20 + 19 was a date with 42 numerology. The Virginia governor was born in 59 and was 59 years old at the time. And then you had Justin Fairfax. The Virginia governor accused of raping a woman. That story was all 42 and 59. The accuser's name was Tyson. Tyson equals 42. The name Justin Fairfax equals 59. Remember the Tyson fight, 42-1? That fight was on the 42nd day of the year. And there's just so much, but I'm just pounding the point home about 42 and 59 and how these numbers come together and why Motown was opened in 59 in Detroit and why this is coded on Rodney King, who was beat to, well, he wasn't beat to death. He was nearly beat to death by the LAPD. He was probably drowned by the LAPD. I know technically he didn't die in Los Angeles, but he was probably he probably was drowned by the local police department wherever he was drowned. I'm telling you, they're the henchmen in this world. That's why that song Murder by Numbers is by the band The Police. So, black on black crime, that phrase that they love to use in the media. You got them using it today on The Breakfast Show, a show of sellouts. But this is what's all in the media, And just that name, Eric Holder, so strange. So strange. What's in the name Eric Holder anyway? If you've watched my videos, we've covered all these numbers. Eric Holder, 97 like death. Notorious 97. Notorious B.I.G. dead in 97. Talked about this number a lot the day Nipsey Hussle died in the original decodes we did. We talked a whole lot about 35. The Svengali number, the rap number. Nipsey just died on a date with 73 numerology. Sacrifice 73. Notice Eric Anholder summed to 28. So does Kill. And so does Manhunt. There's a manhunt for him. His name has the connection to 28 and 35. Eric Anholder. You see that? 35, 28, 35, 28. Manhunt 35, 28. Isn't it all a little bit too perfect? And there's a video out there. A guy put a video together, the best footage I've seen of supposedly Nipsey Hussle's dead body. And there's something really wrong with that body. This whole thing literally might be an entire hoax. Go out and look for that video. You'll see exactly what I mean. They start to flip over the body and the left leg, it looks like a dummy. It flips way too fast. I mean, if you're just starting to put some weight on a person's body, it's hard to explain, but go watch the video. It's like, wait a minute. A human body would not move like that. Wouldn't just flip and fly around like his leg weighs 1 ounce. So, this is what it's all about, though. Getting the mind's eye of the masses, programming the stereotypes, working people up, the emotional drain, maybe provoking some gang violence. That's what it's all about. And by the way, this guy's name, Eric Holder, 61, the 18th prime number. Race is 18 today. The day of this manhunt, a date with 18 numerology. So, anyway. Again, if you missed the videos that I've already put out, I'll link a playlist. It should show up here in the top corner. Remember the 4 base ciphers. Alphabetic order with rules of numerology, reverse alphabetic order with numerology. Want to know all 4 of these ciphers. It's important, forwards and backwards. We'll leave it there for now, Truth Seeker. Until next time.